مقابلہ ہوگا دجال.
Hazrat Esaa alayhi salam will come and then he will face Dajjal.
حضرت مولانا احسان الحق صاحب رائیونڈ والے ہیں. حضرت عیسیٰ علیہ السلام کی آمد کا واقعہ سنا رہے ہیں. انگلش میں ترجمہ ڈاکٹر سلیم صاحب مقیم آف رائیونڈ مرکز.
عیسیٰ علیہ السلام بھی سچے نبی ہیں.
Isa alayhi salam is also the true Nabi of Allah.
اور رسول پاک علیہ السلام بھی سچے نبی.
And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is also the true Nabi from Allah.
اب رسول پاک علیہ السلام جب دجال کے مقابلے پہ تشریف لائیں گے اس موقع پر اللہ تعالیٰ عیسیٰ علیہ السلام کو بھی بھیج دیں گے اور عیسیٰ علیہ السلام بھی جو ہوں گے دو نبی موجود ہوں گے اور باقی سارے امتی. آپ کے لیے اللہ تعالیٰ سہولتیں پیدا فرمائے. ایک سہولت یہ پیدا فرمائے گی عیسیٰ علیہ السلام جہاں بھی جائیں گے وہی عیسیٰ علیہ السلام کے ساتھی بھی چلے جائیں. سناتے آپ کے بارے میں یہاں تک آتا ہے
Isa alayhi salam will come during the time of Dajjal. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will create such power in his breath that when we take the breath, because of the breath when it will come out, this Dajjal will begin to run away from that. یہ سانس میں نے وہ رکھیں گے کہ وہ جو ہے دجال جو ہے دور بھاگے گا اس سے. کہ وہ جو ہے دجال جو ہے دور بھاگے گا اس سے.
کیا
The power in his breath that when we take the breath, because of the breath when it will come out, this Dajjal will begin to run away from that. یہ سانس میں نے وہ رکھیں گے کہ وہ جو ہے دجال جو ہے دور بھاگے گا اس سے.
دجال دے کے عیسیٰ علیہ السلام سے دور بھاگیں گے.
ابھی عیسیٰ علیہ السلام سے جب دجال بھاگے گا تو اپنے ساتھیوں کو بھیجیں گے کہ اس کو پکڑ کے لاؤ قتل کرے.
When Dajjal will run away, then Isa alayhi salatu wasalam will send his companions that go and catch him.
تو اب اس کے بعد عیسیٰ علیہ السلام ان دنوں میں حضرت عیسیٰ علیہ السلام جب زندہ ہوں گے تو اللہ تعالیٰ اپنے قدرت سے عیسیٰ علیہ السلام کے لیے کھانے میں برکت پینے میں برکت ہر چیز میں اللہ برکت کرتے ہیں.
In those days, when Hazrat Isa alayhi salatu wasalam will be alive, and all around there will be Islam and the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and deen will be revived again. Everywhere there will be the commands of Allah and the ways of Anbiya alayhimu salatu wasalam. The people will follow Islam, and because of following the commands of Allah and because of following the ways of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam during the time of Isa alayhi salatu wasalam, everywhere there will be a lot of blessings and bounties and barakat from Allah. Their foods will be plenty, there will be barakat in it. Similarly, all the other things, they will become sufficient and there will be a lot of barakat in it.
اب رسول پاک علیہ السلام کے لیے اللہ آسمان سے بہت سی برکتیں نازل فرمائے گا. اللہ تعالیٰ ایسی طاقت دے گی عیسیٰ علیہ السلام کے ساتھیوں کو ایک آدمی وہ 40 دن تک بغیر کھائے گزارا کر دے.
سبحان اللہ. 40 دن تک بغیر کھائے گزارا کر دے. سبحان اللہ.
40 دن تک بغیر کھائے گزارا کر دے. 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 40 دن تک بغیر کھائے گزارا کر
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give barakat in the ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and those who will become the companions of Isa alayhi salam at that time, Allah will give them such strength and such power that a person will be able to live without eating for 40 days.
तो रसूल पाक अलैहिस्सलातु वस्सलाम ने फरमाया है कि मैं जिस दिन सूरज मगरिब से निकलेगा उसके 120 साल के बाद मैं दोबारा क़यामत कायम होगी.
That when Isa alayhi salatu wassalam, when he will work and when he come back and the Dajjal will be finished, and everywhere there will be Islam, the people will practice the commands of Allah, they will practice the ways of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Isa alayhi salatu wassalam, when he will come, he will not practice Christianity, rather he will practice Islam at that time, practice the commands of Allah and the Shariat of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then almost for 40 years everywhere there will be Islam. Then slowly, gradually, the people again will begin to commit the sins, and gradually they will begin to go away from Islam. And then a time will come that sun every day it rises from east,
Dr. Saleem
and the west. But a time will come that a day the sun, instead of rising from east, it will rise from west. And before that there will be a long night, and people will get tired of it, will come out of their homes and will say that why the sun is not rising, one night, almost equal to the period of 3 days, the sun will not rise. The whole time will be this, the night and the darkness of night. And when the sun will rise, it will rise from the west. It will come up to the mid of the day, and then again it will go back and set in the west. And then after rising of the sun from the west side by 120 years, then this Qiyamah will begin. All of you understand English? Should I speak in English? So my dear brothers, actually after 120 years after the sun will rise, this will be out of the biggest signs of Qiyamah. And when the sun will rise from the west and then it again set down to the west and then begin to rise as usual from the east, then after this incident by 120 years, then this day of Qiyamah will begin. At that time, yes, the people will be busy in their everyday's activities. The shopkeepers, they are opening their bazaar, or they are selling their things. The ladies, they are cooking food in their homes. And those who are plowing in the fields, they will be plowing. And suddenly a voice will begin. And very beautiful and very nice voice. People will become attentive that what kind of voice this is, what kind of sound this is coming out. And it will become louder and louder and louder and louder. Now they will say, from where we are getting this voice, from where this is coming out? They will come out of their homes, they will pass in the streets, from where this voice? And it will become harsh and so much so, it will become so harsh and so heavy that the people will begin to die because of this voice. Their livers will be torn and they will fall from this way and that way. Then there will be the heavy earthquakes on the earth, the buildings will begin to fall down, and the people will fly in the air like the moths and like the mosquitoes, and the mountains will be derooted and they will fly in the air. They will fall from like the heavy earthquakes on the earth, and because of this, blowing in the trumpet by Israfil alayhi salatu wasalam, this way the Qiyamah will begin. Everything will be demolished, everything will be finished, and the animals will be finished, and the oceans, they will be burned out, the water will be burned out. And afterwards, when everything is finished, nothing is left alive, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask Israel alayhi salatu wasalam that he should take away the souls of the angels as well. So he will take take away the souls of all the angels except the 4 big angels. Then he will ask them that who is left alive? Who is left alive? He will say that, oh Allah, it's yourself and these are the 4 big angels. This Israfil alayhi salam, Israel alayhi salam, and Jibrail alayhi salam, and Mikael alayhi salam. Then Allah will command to Israel alayhi salam that to take the souls out of these rest of 3 angels also. Their souls will be removed, and the angels who were carrying and lifting the arsh of Allah, their souls will also be removed. Then Allah will ask that who is left? Oh Allah, yourself and myself. Then Allah will say that, oh, we will command to this Israel alayhi salam that you also die. He will die and fall down. And the people will come to know that Israel alayhi salam who used to remove the souls of the people, who used to give death to the whole creation, and today he himself is dead. Israel alayhi salam is also dead. So means that it's not Israel who used to give death to the people, it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who used to give death, and Israel alayhi salatu wasalam used to remove the souls of the creation because of the command of Allah. He will also die and fall down. Then Allah will ask, Limanil mulkul yawm, that yes, who is ruling today? Who is the controller? Who is the king of today? For 40 years, this call will keep on moving in the world, and there won't be anyone to reply for that. For 40 years, Limanil mulkul yawm, that who is ruling today? Who is the ruler of today? After 40 years, Allah himself will reply, Lillahi al-wahid al-kahhar, Lillahi al-wahid al-kahhar. So, then Israfil alayhi salatu wasalam will blow in the trumpet. Second time, this sword will be blown, and then the people will begin to alive. And then they will rush to the field of resurrection, and the Qiyamah will begin, and their accountability will start. So all of us, we have to appear into the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Everybody will appear. And on that day, nobody will be having the clothes on his body. Everybody will be naked, men, women, young, old. Aisha asked Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that the people will not feel a shame on it. Oh Aisha, that day is such horrible day that nobody will be, everybody will be worried about himself. Nobody will have even the thoughts for thinking about that. So all of them, they will be brought in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and everybody will appear for his accounts. Whatever amal he has done, yes, that the book of deeds will be in his hands, and he will appear in the court of Allah for his accountability. And then the decisions will be made. For the long time, the Qiyamah, this accountability will not start. The people will go to Adam alayhi salatu wasalam, then they will go to Ibrahim alayhi salam, then they will go to Musa alayhi salam, Isa alayhi salam, that please ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even if he wants to throw us into Jahannam, all right, but he should begin this accountability. Where should we go? What should we go? But no Nabi, they will say that go to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and ask him. So he is the Nabi of that day as well, that Nabi on the day of Qiyamah. Then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam will come and make sajda in front of Allah, and long sajda, and he will praise Allah, a long praise. That even Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says that even today I don't know that in what words I will praise Allah. On that day, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will inculcate in my heart, and Allah will give me the understanding of those words. Then He will praise. Then Allah will say that, oh Muhammad, yes, ask whatever you want to ask. Your question will be fulfilled. So then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam will say that, oh Allah, you begin the accountability of the mankind. Then Allah will say that, offer him that, all right.